this is where things get annoying, right? I hate when the other wrestler has to carry Roman's water. We're already de-evolving into the next week Roman Reigns will grace us with his effing presence again, and it's just like, all right, we're back at it again. You know what I mean? I'm going to be full-time. Bullshit. Our names are Matt Jackson and Sean Green. We were just veterans BSing in parking lots about wrestling and their storylines until last year when... Dude, why are we just talking about this? We should record it and start a podcast. When you start a podcast, you have no clue what you're doing. You fumble through all the technology.
Yep, you're back up, but you froze for about a minute. Oh, you're gone.
You rely on Google searches and reviews to piece it all together. You rely on your co-host for insightful content.
Surprise, surprise!
And as
Live and in Technicolor.
Dude, you've got an iron bladder. Does that have to go again?
you make some friends along the way. The big man himself, El Jefe himself, Mikey.
Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off, shall we?
Hi, Nick. Long time no see.
This is going to be a match here real soon.
You eventually reach 100 subscribers. Reese hit our 100 subscribers, so perfect timing for Reese. Bottom line is, as you continue to push out content, you'll always have a podcast. With all that said, welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Matt Jackson. Welcome to another edition of If We Had the Pencil podcast. I'm your host, as always, about to be traveling again, Sean Green. And with me, as always, is my tag team partner, the Florida man, the Hawaiian shirt man, my best friend, Matt Jackson. How the hell are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing, man? Had a great weekend. I hope everybody had a happy and safe 4th of July. A lot of cool stuff going on. Unfortunately, the men's soccer team did not have a good outcome last night, so I actually did
After
not
all
watch.
the bullshit, I had to read on social media, I don't get soccer. It was some of this stuff with like soccer and F1 makes my head hurt at times. There's all sorts of rumors floating around in the F1 world.
It's very political.
Wants out, Verstappen wants out. There's talk that Verstappen might go to McLaren and Piastri might go to Red Bull. I'm just whatever. Well, when it comes to
FIFA
the rules,
and F1, it's super political. You know, FIFA's always been political. F1's very political. NASCAR's now kind of, and it's just a lot. Well, when you're talking billionaires, it's $1 billion empire. It's going to get messy.
So are we going to do an hour crying about Austin, crying for Austin Hill because SVG punted his ass?
No, Austin Hill had it coming
because
he
didn't even punt him. He just said, "F you, I ain't hitting the brakes." Went. Hill came down in front of him, so I'm just whatever.
Well, I guess they asked him afterwards, everything's good. Well, did you talk to Austin about it? He goes, yeah, but all he does is grunt.
I love SVG so much.
We're getting some characters back in the sport, which is good.
It is good because, but the problem is people are too quick to, label people. It's kind of wrestling-esque, right? But, people are too quick to label people. It's you see it with Hocevar and all this, SVG's a road course merchant. And SVG's the only time I've had a DNF this year is when Austin Hill's around me. So it's
true story.
Well,
just like life, you just see that in life, just we talk about how people just judging people off the bat or put them in a, like SVG. He's a road cross pro. He's learning ovals, and they're if it wasn't for road course, SVG ain't going to win anything, and he's going to drop out of the playoff points because they're on ovals. Well,
he was running good.
Don't put baby in the corner.
Week,
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
No,
Like,
but he's going to hit a track or two that he freaking swoons on, so
yeah,
it's all right. I'm good
he'll
with
be
it.
good.
Maybe if
But
maybe if that car wasn't a POS, I mean, it's bad enough Trackhouses driving like tractors. I
yeah,
want to see SVG and a Toyota. He probably would have lapped the field in Sonoma. Like
in the
deuces.
first stage. But
Just lap the whole field on a road course.
Did you have a good fourth weekend?
I did. It's been a hectic time for the Green family.
Yes, it has.
So the Sean too. He actually left today for basic training. So he is off to the Army because he doesn't listen. And I told him go Air Force and lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And the irony, Matt, the irony. He goes, all the people that are shipping today are 25 series. And I'm like, he's like, there's like 235s and like a 91 something or whatever. And I was like, that's what you get. I was like, it's the best MOS of the Army.
Yep. So those of you who are listening, like, what's 25 series? That's communications, computers, radio, tactical network. That's Sean and myself. And then he mentioned 35. That's your intel. Those are all your nerds that never see the light of day. You'll know them because you'll be on a year-long deployment, and you'll see, like, random soldiers like, I didn't know you were with us. Like, we shipped with you, like, 8 months ago. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen you in 8 months, and you haven't seen the light of day because you've been locked away in the secret skiff.
Somebody has to protect the Magic 8 Ball and the Ouija board, all right? Just saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't plan a fight a war without the Ouija board and the Magic 8 Ball.
Are there bad guys over there?
Yeah.
All signs point to yes. Hey, there's bad guys over there.
Hey, Magic 8 Ball said it's true.
Yeah.
All right. Mount up the troops. We're going in.
We're rolling. Man.
Did somebody pack the bugle?
Yeah. So, Matt, let's talk about it, man. So, SmackDown, for those of you that may or may not know, if you don't know, I don't know what to tell you, but it was recorded. You know, one of the good things that WWE has been doing as of late, like, you know, they'll give their people time off, right? So it was a double recording. I think my vibe off of that was it felt like a double recording. You know what I mean? Like they did Raw, and you could tell they rolled into SmackDown. The crowd, God bless their heart, they did their best that they could, but yeah, SmackDown wasn't up to par this week.
No,
So,
and they had the Raw taping. They had the live Raw before that, and even before that, they had done the main event, which is another 45 minutes. So by the time you get to the end of the SmackDown taping, you know, you're at hour 6. So
that's a long night of wrestling, let me tell you. I mean, good on him. Our buddy Nick.
Yeah,
our good buddy Nick was actually there. Apparently, you could see his ankles or something like that.
I could see his ankle and his knees because he had him up on the railing. So. And by the way, we also want to thank Nick for having us on last Friday. We had a great time. Did some trivia. We had a lot of laughs. Some beer was drank.
A lot of laughs.
We did. It was a great time. So if you get a chance, go on YouTube. Go check out at Nick's Wrestling Club Happy Hour, and you'll see it posted there from last Friday. And it was just us, me and Sean, and it was Nick and his wife Nikki, who they're great people, and we had a lot of fun, talked some wrestling, and then talked some other things, and yeah, we laughed a lot. So it was good. It was a good way to kick off the weekend.
Yeah, I have to ask, Matt. I don't know if it's the shadowing or what. Are you growing a Blaney right now? You got a Blaney going on?
Well, I haven't trimmed the mustache, so yeah, I've got the Sam Elliott thing going. So the beard is more white than the mustache, so it looks fuller than the beard. The goatee, so.
Oh, that's great. I was just looking, I was like, has he got a Blaney going on? If you don't know, Ryan Blaney, who drives the 12 car for Penske, bro, the guy, even Tom Selleck's looking at that dude's mustache going, all right, you got game, kid. You know,
It's definitely from
beautiful.
like the Wild West days of, you know, Buffalo Bill Cody and Wild Bill Hickok. He's got this massive Sam Elliott like stash. It's phenomenal.
I met the man, and it is as impressive in person.
Did you ask to touch the stash? Like you just wanted to
I
kind
did
of
not.
give one of these? Oh.
I threw Michelle under the bus because my daughter was going, I wonder what his care regimen is for that. And she got nervous. She gets nervous in situations like that. I was like, hey, Ryan, my daughter wanted to ask you about your care regimen for the mustache, but she's too embarrassed. I was just in a good... That was the day that I drank myself stupid, passed out in the folding love seat, and
you missed the
woke up in time to do the track walk.
Yeah.
No, I did not, but I did the track walk. So, but all right, let's get into it, man. Like, it was fun. We kicked it off with your world champion, Sami Zayn, who came out and damn well near did his version of the Jericho list, except all his beef is with like the IWC. Then Cody comes out and we get the typical Cody crap. And then you have in your notes Sybil Uso, which is pretty funny. Like, Jay comes out and I'm sitting there like, why Jay? Like, that did not make any sense to me, but like, okay, so Jay comes out, Jay's got, and you know, the one great line, well, not great, but because it kind of makes the whole my beef with the Bloodline thing really kind of resonate, which is like, he drops, as far as I'm concerned, the title is still in the family, and I'm just like, are we really just running it all back? You know, I will allow them to run it all back so long as I get KO crashing out on the Bloodline. Cool. Yep. But, you know.
Because KO is, let's get it out of the way. KO's coming back at some point. May not be tomorrow. May not be 6 months from now, but that dude's going to come back.
So then we get Adam Pearce, you know, who was filling in for Nick Aldus because Aldus was suspended. Or what did they call it? I don't know. He was on leave or some, because of his kerfuffle with Gunther, and it's just like, okay, cool, you know. But so he comes, you know, Adam Pearce comes out, he makes the #1 contenders match, and I'm like, yay! Didn't see that coming. Thank you. I'll take it. You know, so I fully 100% support and, you know, I appreciate that.
And that's why you had Jay come out, so Cody could have somebody to fight to make him the #1 contender. So, but, yeah.
Boo-hoo. All right. So then we get this. By the way, folks, we're going to probably blast through SmackDown because it wasn't really epic. It didn't really further a lot except for a couple of spots, and everything else just kind of meh. So we had Charlotte, Tiffany, and Chelsea against Jade, B-Fab, and Michin. And this is the whole, like, worms crawling all over each other, man. I am so sick of watching these wrestlers compete in different, you know, wrestle match origami or whatever you want to call it. Like,
and I'm tired of Chelsea being the one to eat a pin. I get it.
Too.
Tiffy's the U.S. champion. Charlotte's always like, but you know, Charlotte was eating some pins a few months ago. The fans like love Chelsea, not just us. We love Chelsea, and my wife is cool with me loving Chelsea because she loves Chelsea too. So I just don't want to see her be the cannon fodder out of this whole group, like the one to eat lost, because she's way better than what they let her be on WWE television. I've seen her stuff in Lucha Underground and everywhere.
If we're being honest, I think you can turn that. You can turn that into a positive, especially if they're going to latch her on to Tiffany Stratton. I think you just, you know, you kind of have it where, and it's already kind of working, but you have it where, you know, it's starting to, you know, they start taking notice that she's taking one for the team, so to speak, right?
Right.
So,
yeah, but that can only go so far before we just like, okay, she's the jobber to the stars, and I don't want her to be the jobber to the stars. I want her to, and she's got to get some wins.
Unfortunately, she's just one of those
people. Just not good. It was very short. No. It felt rushed. Like, you got 6 people in there. It should have gone longer. And again, Jade's cronies, I just don't find them as a viable threat. I don't know. Probably because we've seen them like so much in the past where they've been
Yeah.
Kind of like Chelsea, they're always eating losses. Now they're starting to get wins. So I don't know. Maybe I'll be patient with it for the sake of it. I'm not the biggest Jade.
Hold. Yeah, I
not
know.
a big fan of Jade either.
She's getting better. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna poo-poo on her because she's definitely come leaps and bounds, and I'm not gonna poo on it. But SmackDown's got issues, like to be honest.
And for a little while, SmackDown was like the better brand.
Especially I think SmackDown's getting fixed. By the way, like I think they're working on that now.
Yeah, we could talk about that when we get to Raw because now we got some a paradigm shift now with some things on SmackDown. So, you like that word, paradigm shift? I hope I used it right. If I didn't, I'm sure nobody will let me know in the comments.
Meh.
At least I pronounced paradigm right, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sami having a hissy fit with Adam Pearce about why he has to defend his title on Raw when he's a SmackDown guy, which don't care. I don't care.
Kind of makes sense. It's a legit argument, but it just gave Sami an excuse when Pearce told me he ain't playing games, he's wrestling on Raw, so that gave Sami the opportunity to, destroy an innocent water bottle yet again.
I know. Water bottles are never safe around that. And, yep, the Eagle landed in St. Louis, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I just saw that pop up. So
nice.
We're closer. We're closer to his demise.
Now he's got a 2-hour bus ride that he has to endure all the way out to Fort Leonard Wood. Nice.
So a lot of you guys aren't going to understand why Matt and I get giddy about all of this. It's, of course, I'm proud of my son for going and doing this, but we're getting giddy about it because we know what's coming, and we're just like, oh, get some of that gravel, big guy. Get some of that gravel.
well, now, like he's in the club, and not only is he
I told him that today.
Not only is he your son and the son of my best friend, now he's also a brother. So now he's he's got to get through basic training, AIT, and all that stuff. But
he's got work to do.
He's in the brotherhood and sisterhood and all that hood, so he's in the good hood.
Well,
as long as he doesn't get stationed at Fort Hood, that would be awful. But
I don't think he can go to Hood. He's a striker mechanic.
Yeah,
so
he might end up at JBLM, bro, because they got strikers out in JBLM.
Yeah, I know. They have him in person too. So
they do. Yep.
So we'll see.
We're not giving away national secrets about where strikers are. You can Google it and find out quite easy. I don't have a security clearance to lose. You do.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
First rule of Fight Club, Matt. No. So we get this AAA Cruiserweight Championship, which has been fun. It's been fun because it's getting defended quite a bit, and it actually got me to look up when Triple Mania is, because I was like, wow, they're really showcasing stuff. Like, there's a lot of crossover right now with AAA. Do they got another AAA PLE coming up or what?
I don't know if they do or not. I mean, they got the weekly show, and I mean, we're 2 months out because it's the weekend of 9/11 is the Triple Mania. So
yeah, I knew that.
The 10th and 11th or 11th and 12th. So you got 2 months. So. And one night's in Vegas, and you got to try and get as many eyes on it. Did you see the footage real quick of El Grande Americano at the World Cup?
I did.
Awesome.
Good on him, man. Like, I love that he is so embraced right now. And, like, I'll tell you what, man. Like, I brought this up because we get this match with Ray Phoenix and Vikingo.
El Hijo de Vikingo, maybe. I don't know. With my New England accent, speaking Spanish. FNA Cotton.
C.
FNA.
Maybe they can get him to do the commentary for the Vegas show. Like, it's a bold move, Cotton. No, so I love that we're getting eyeballs, and there's a lot more crossover, right? Like War Raiders and Damian Priest and R-Truth got some stuff going on too. I think that, that'll pop up here in a minute, but like, we're seeing some great stuff. But the best part about it is we're actually seeing, we get to see some of the fun luchador stuff, right? Like Phoenix is obviously amazing. Vikingo is also amazing. Unfortunately, I think he got hurt after this, not in this match, but
he hurt his knee, so they're waiting for future evaluations. But back in the springtime when they had this AAA merger, you were getting like Psycho Clown, and you were getting who's the green dude there, Mr. Iguana, and a couple other guys. So, and then you haven't seen a lot of AAA stuff. So I think you're going to see. It's going to be tough because now SmackDown's 2 hours, so you don't want to give up main roster guys time to have a lot of AAA. So this was a good spot. But
you also don't want to derail. I don't think you want to derail stuff like Ray Phoenix is doing, because it's the happy, like, you're not going to take the U.S. title off of Trick Williams right now to put it on Ray Phoenix, right? So you at least got something worth a shit being fought for, and you're getting great matches, right? Like, you're always, like, 9 times out of 10 with any of those guys, you're going to get great matches.
And
So
Triple H's getting
this
some
one was
exposure on the main shows, so that's a big
well,
thing.
it got to the point where I was like, man, is Triple Mania coming up? Like, I had to ask the question because we were seeing all this, so it was like really good. And then we go backstage, and apparently Blake Monroe is just a little terrorist taking out Julia and Kiana, and so I don't know. I like the build, but I'm ready to. I think she was dinged up or something, possibly, but I'm ready to start seeing what Blake Monroe can bring to the table.
So I like the fact that she attacks Julia, and even though Kiana would basically be on Blake's side against Julia, Blake's an equal opportunity, ass kicker, so she gave one to Kiana too, just because. So I like that. It was smart.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to the character. I need a little bit of burn. Like, Heyman actually talked about this on that podcast, right? Like, he was like, I can hype the person up only but so much, and if they come out and they throw a dud or like a wet fart, then it's a problem, right? Like,
right,
Joe Belushi or whatever, Babushka or whatever he called it, the fake wrestler's name. You know what I mean? He was talking about like getting credibility during your hype sessions and everything else. And I think Blake Monroe's getting good hype, but we need payoff soon.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't need to see her laying in her bed, writing. I don't need to see her every week anymore. Laying on her bed, writing in her stupid diary with her
Dear diary, dip 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 dip. Dear diary, dip 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 dip. Like, no, I don't need that shit. But then
no.
Matt, Fast and the Furious Bloodline Drift, comes up, and we start talking about family, because it's all about family. Whatever. Anyways, Royce Keys actually drops a really good point to Jacob, which is, it ain't about blood, it's about who's been, I'm paraphrasing, but like, who's been for you, and like, the Usos are just, or Jimmy's just kind of like, he with us now, and like, okay. Like, fuck off, dude. Like, I don't know where, like, there's a little bit of this dynamic I like, but there's a little bit where I'm just like, eye roll, right? Like, I don't know how to get past the eye roll with these guys. Like, you can kind of see where it's all building. It's all, we're going to have some, like, bizarro world, like, probably Avengers Assemble for War Games, where it's like, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight,
Royce Keys. Against the blood. I would like to see, because like Jacob has a past with people like Royce Keys and others. Instead of just making pouty faces or threatening to beat him up, like, I think it'd be okay for even Jacob to like, hey, I made a promise. I'm a man of my word. This is why I'm, he could have just said something.
All he does is grunt, Matt. All he does is grunt.
Grunting.
He just
beat
grunts.
people up. Yeah. and yell at the Usos. Well, Jay especially.
How dare you say that Jacob is the Austin Hill of wrestling? You're going to hell. Just kidding, folks. I got you.
Yeah, I'd like to see like before Jacob, the whole Jacob Roman build before he lost, and I had to acknowledge Roman. Jacob, when he got the mic, he said a lot of good stuff. Like, I don't think we should take that away from him. Like, he should be able to still, like, he's got history with Royce Keys, so I think that he owes him a little bit more than a grunt and a snort and a threat. Like, I think he could take 15 seconds and, like, break it down Bonnie Big Bird style to Royce and say, this is why. Like, if you know me, you know why I'm doing this. Like, you should know this.
Get it. I get it. I think that there's a little more. I think there's some layering going on here.
I think so.
And like, I have noticed with the Bloodline story, and I talked about it last week too. Like, the Bloodline story is being told through intermediaries, right? Like, it's not directly with those guys, but all your context is coming from outside sources. Right.
Agreed.
As they interact with other people, like, even Cody Rhodes dropping the WTF with, like, Jey Uso and, like, basically called him Roman's bag man and all this other stuff. So it's been fun. And speaking of fun, our boy Trick Williams and Little Yachty comes out. All right. A quick Little Yachty story. So my wife watches Ridiculousness or whatever the hell it's called. And I walked by and, like, I hear him introduce Lil Yachty. Bro, did not look like the same dude. Like, I don't know when that episode was shot, but, like, night and day difference, man. Like, I was like, ooh, that's interesting. Like. So
he wasn't in all white to, like, match Trick. He was.
It probably wasn't anything recent. It's probably an older episode. Ridiculousness is just where they go around YouTube and they find some of the stupidest damn videos. And
is that the show with the girl with the terrible laugh on it?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, her laugh's like nails on a chalkboard. Like,
bro, West Coast, man. West Coast. No offense to all our West Coast friends. Anyways.
Just makes you want to chop her in the throat. Not that I'm espousing violence.
This was
women.
This was a fun little thing. Carmelo Hayes came bolting out right away. He's like, "All right, Ricky failed. My turn." And I was like, "I appreciate that. Like, I appreciate that you're just like, all right, F it. It's my turn. It's go time now." But you can kind of see that these guys are all comfortable working with each other, right? Like, they all do good. And then they gave Yachty a little bit of mic time during this, and I was happy about it. Look, if the guy, I know people are going to poo-poo on me on this, and I don't care. The WWE needs managers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they do.
Yeah.
Not every person can survive and get by without a manager, right? Paul Heyman is a multiplier. Without a doubt, but he's Paul Heyman. He's in the Hall of Fame. And if you listen to the dude talk, he's like a wrestling savant, right? Like, cool. But who's the next Paul Heyman? Who's in the shoot to be the next Paul Heyman?
Trick doesn't need Yachty. Like, Trick, if you never brought Yachty in, Trick would still be big. Yachty gives him that little added extra. But, like, it's not like Trick would struggle
with that. Trick is the accessory. Like,
yes,
or sorry, Yachty is the accessory to Trick, right? Like, he doesn't come across as overbearing. He's not driving the train. Honestly, he comes across as more of a personal assistant than he does like Trick's still in charge, but whereas like Heyman is in charge. We'll talk about that on Raw,
right?
But like
Yachty makes sure that Trick can go to the to the shop and get his hair done and his nails and whatever, his massages and. All the like the little creature comfort. Like, yeah, he's kind of like his business manager or associate. So
yeah, it's more of a valet, if I will. Maybe valet is the right answer for that.
So the only thing is like, what they're breaking away from the standard U.S. title where, it was defended every week, and they're not doing that with Trick, and I understand why. It's not a bad thing, but I do feel like Yachty, when he gets the mic, he kind of like. Well, you ain't getting a title shot, but we'll give you a non-title shot. So I'm like, if you're trying to push Trick into face, why you make it look like he's running from people?
You're not.
But I understand the law.
And I don't think...
No, because...
We talked about tweeners last week, right? We talked about tweeners last week. I'm going to be honest with you. Trick Williams is a hell of a lot closer to being a tweener. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Than Jey
yeah,
Uso
he's
for
def-
sure.
he-
Like,
He's definitely a tweener on the face side. But he's got enough of that
is he?
heel element.
I think he's more heel than face, but I think that the people love him, so they're trying to turn him face. I just
He responds more facey to the crowd, but when it's talking about his opponent, there is a heel element. But like he soaks in the crowd.
But
yeah,
no, he's probably pretty close to the tweener range, right? Like he kind of, the needle kind of moves to both sides of the fence on him. So like I'm not gonna judge him on that because like
Steve Austin was the same way. Even in his purest babyface's day, he always was that tweener edge heel, but the fans just loved him. So yeah, it's fine. It's working great. I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. All right. Your girl, Brie Bella, and Laney Reed did things.
And Carmelo and Trick at SummerSlam, if they pull the plug, that's going to be that's going to be good. And it looks like it's going that way.
The only thing I worry...
Wasn't there a Danhausen bit with Matt Cardona, though, right after this?
Yeah, but it was so, like... This is the first time... You brought it up to me via text or on a phone call. Like, this is the first time, like, Danhausen was, like... It was like...
kind of flat.
All right. Yeah, you know what I mean? It was more of a passing thing than it was like a... Oh, my God, I'm dying. You know, and it was a little bit of blow off on that. And I was like,
and the Miz and the Kit, they switched their roles. So now the Kit's saying awesome, and I'm just waiting for the Miz to yell toxic.
And that's fine. Like, we're eventually going to get a payoff for this. We're going to see forward movement. Obviously, Danhausen's got stuff going on with the Judgment Day too, right? Like,
yeah.
And like, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Just let it sit there and simmer. I honestly think they're trying to cool him off a little bit, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
But,
well, speaking of simmering,
so
whatever's on the gurney under the blanket, that's been simmering there for a hot minute.
He hasn't figured it out yet. He's not used to dealing with tall.
Well, that and people keep breaking his shit every other week. You know,
I know. Can't have nice things,
lad
man.
Gets I know. People break your stuff.
Man,
Danhausen
they give you $100,000 and then they want to complain. Whew.
Well, that's why he's hanging around with Matt Cardona all the time. And what's $100,000
I do kind of like that pairing, to be honest with you. I think they feed off each other well.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see that continue and kind of get a bit of a payoff. Like, that, more so than anything, is kind of an odd couple thing that I think could work, right?
What'd be funny with Danhausen, if he could perfect his lab, like, maybe like he could, like, kind of like Hangover, you know, you need a little bump in the morning. So before Matt goes out there, he goes to Danhausen's lab. Yeah, give me a little bump here. Give me some juice, man. Energize me before my match. And now, like, Matt starts winning things.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of funny.
I think there's a lot for Cardona because, like, I like it a lot, and he's kind of playing into it, and he comes across as that. I love that Danhausen calls him Zack Ryder all the time. It makes me laugh every effing time, and he doesn't even correct it anymore. He's just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
you know. So it's just
they're good. They're good together. They have good chemistry together. I hope they keep that up. I would. Why not? It's working.
Yep. By the way, Matt, you got hand gestured.
Did I?
You don't notice that the camera went?
Yeah,
what?
Come on. Well, I forget what you got to do to get it zoom out.
Yeah, I go back and hit it in the actual app, or in the widget, but. Yeah, we are a professional podcast, folks. Believe it or not. You know. Look at that. Look at that.
There we go.
Now it's got a porn stash and all. But yeah, the Laney Reed Brie Bella match, whatever. Like it's
kind of a mess.
I got nothing. It was a mess.
I'm just glad that Laney Reed went over. Let's put it that way. That was good. All right. And next number, please.
Our truth, one of our Hall of Famers, Mount Rushmore guys. Just love me some R-Truth. Grinding away at some hot dogs, celebrating the 4th War Raiders. Truth challenges him to a hot dog eating contest, or at least he thinks he does. It's just. It's ridiculous.
Didn't he try speaking some Spanish too, or something like that? Because he called them.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he said he was going to take their masks into Luchador status. I thought that was pretty.
Yes.
No, this will be interesting to see. I don't want the titles getting unified, though. I don't know.
I don't know how you get out of that. I don't know how you get out of that. Unless I don't know how you get out of it. I really don't. I'm not going to judge because I haven't been following on AAA, so I don't know where this off ramp is going. So I'm not going to judge. Right? Like, hey, everybody deserves a little hit. You want to talk about Chow needing a bump? Everybody needs a bump of R-Truth. So, like, yeah. Let Mexico have some fun too. Then, all right, Matt. So, are we saying that Tala and Tama are part of the family and they're taking all their orders from the elders, or what? Is this the thing? Are they tied into all this bloodline bullshit?
Evidently so. I think right now, I don't know about directly tied in, like as big as Roman and Jacob and Jay and all that, but somewhere probably in a little bit better standing than Solo now. But
is this going to become like a 15-on-15 like battle royal? Like it, the Samoan battle royal?
I don't know.
Like, Jesus. Like,
I don't know, but the family cookout must be getting more awkward by the day. Like when they get together for holidays.
There's a lot of tension there.
Yeah.
Well, we know Solo isn't going there, so that's the good news, right? Like Solo is not going to those picnics. All right, number 1 contenders match. Holy crap, we're already done with SmackDown. Cool. Now, it was.
I just did feel this show was kind of a real downer show. I mean, it was just.
I'm not gonna put fault on it though, man. It was a double taping.
Yep.
It just, it was a double taping. I just, okay. You know what I mean? Like, and I think by this point, I think the audience was hitting fatigue.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, Jey Uso Cody does not excite me at all.
No.
No. Like, in no way, shape, or form does that intrigue me, excite me, or nothing. Like,
and they really don't mesh that well in the ring together. The styles don't.
Jey kind of threw down. Like, I got to give Jey his props. Jey threw down in this match. He did a lot of good. So it's just, yeah, stylistically, I don't think they.
No, I'm not saying there was a lack of effort. It just didn't really flow. You didn't get it. It didn't get excited. Like, I was actually waiting for the match to end. Like, I was like, okay, I just want to see who wins and let's go to credits. So. Yeah, like I put in my notes, if this is how SmackDown is going to be when they go to 2 hours moving ahead until January or December, whenever it goes back to 3, it's not a good way to kick off a 2-hour format.
I always reserve judgment on holiday shows and double tapings,
tape shows.
Right? Like, it's kind of a double whammy on that, man.
Yeah.
Joe getting ready to go on leave. Joe doesn't give a crap. He's just going to do what he got to do to get out the door.
Yeah.
And that's what this show felt like.
No,
so,
as long as no one gets hurt and everybody's all right, it's a success. So,
well, apparently Gunther did not have a good 4th of July because he came into Raw very cranky and beat the crap out of Cody.
He's an angry elf.
He is an angry elf. And so all sorts of shenanigans. The whole show starts off with shenanigans. Gunther does drop a great line. Hey, you don't have to worry about Cody anymore because you're dealing with me. I was like, that's kind of a cool aspect of it. Not how it works, but good for you.
No.
But
didn't Gunther get thrown out of the building later anyway?
Yes, because, Nick Aldis hurts his feelings a lot.
Yeah.
So
Gunther got right in Sami's face, called him a fluke and all that stuff. I like that, but I don't like.
He should know.
I just don't like. Who? Gunther
and Sami, who took the IC title off of Gunther.
I know. That's why.
Whoops! I guess that was a fluke too.
Yeah, I like that he said it.
Go nuke at him. Who's the bitch now?
There's a lot of stuff to do with Gunther right now I don't like.
I don't think the direction they're taking the character in is really working. Like, I just, there's nothing to it. He just comes across as a whiny bitch.
Yeah,
Like, everything he does, he comes across as a whiny bitch. Like, he talks, and I just go, whiny bitch. And it's kind of frustrating and annoying. So, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know what you do with it. I don't know. We'll let it ride. I'll let it ride. Gunther's character, it sucked before and it sucks now.
Well, they're building up for Gunther and Aldus. Nick Aldus is SummerSlam. That's probably going to happen.
So we just get Gunther choking out the GM? Like, I don't know. I was thinking about that earlier today. I was kind of like,
Aldus is kind of a beast himself, so I don't know.
I don't know, man. I know all this is good, right? Like, don't get me wrong. But I'm kind of sitting here and I'm like, I'm like, because WWE at times has a really bad habit of writing themselves into like shitty situations, right?
Right, because how do you get through Gunther and Aldis? Like, if Gunther wins, okay, that's fine. But then if Aldis is the GM, Gunther still has to work with him.
I mean, are we going to go down this angle where like, oh, you really think I was screwing you? Let's see what happens when I start screwing you.
Right.
And like, you know what I mean? If that's the route we're going, could be good for Gunther,
but if Aldis beats Gunther at SummerSlam, which I don't think they should, but they might do it. I think that really hurts Gunther because this is a guy going for a world title, and you got beat by a guy that hasn't wrestled it a lot, that is a GM.
You mean the guy that only loses to like Sami Zayn, Jey Uso?
That's true.
Once in a while, Cody.
Yeah, we gotta see where this goes. It's just I'm not like, liking it.
Pull up his losses, dude. Like his losses are not, his losses are shit. He got choked out in like 2 seconds to Jey Uso. Like,
well, he's never fought Roman. He's never fought Brock. He's never fought Drew McIntyre. He's never fought Randy Orton.
And that's the bitch of it, right? Like,
and he's never fought Braun Breaker. All the big, like, heavy hitters, Gunther's not wrestling them. It's like, so, these are all dream matches that we want to see and we haven't gotten yet. I hope we get them someday, maybe, but I don't know.
I think the character needs work. Like, you can. In what possible universe would he have to go up against Braun Breaker? In what possible universe would he go up against Femi unless Femi has the title? Like,
exactly.
None of these guys that you just rambled off, like, why would he go up against Roman? They're both heels. I would like that, but like, he's got no reason to go there. I think it would be cute if he was just like, oh, well, all this is screwing me. I'm going back to Raw and I'm going to fight Roman, but whatever. Speaking of Roman, Seth comes out and he has thoughts and feelings. And his thoughts and feelings go on forever and ever until LA Knight comes out and drops like a hell of a brother promo.
That was great.
Like, oh my God, dude. Brother, let's get our haircut. And I was like, oh my God, Knight's killing it right now. Hey, man, he did a great effing job, man. Like,
he did. I do like the pot shots though that LA Knight and Seth Rollins to get it's okay now. It's cool now to give pot shots to Roman. Like Seth made the comment about Roman being the chosen guy, or he's not here at Raw this week because the check wasn't big enough. Great line. I like that they're actually like talking shit about Roman because he deserves to have shit talked about him because of what he did in the past and what he's doing now. So I like they're doing that.
All right. So
LA Knight was great. LA Knight was great, by the way. And I mean,
yeah, but this is all coming down to like him and Jimmy, like, which is so anticlimactic.
Yeah, but he's still around. He's still touching guys like Seth, and he's still touching the Bloodline. So he's in that upper echelon. So he's not getting like everybody thinks that like, oh, they're demoting LA Knight, they're kind of devaluing him. No, they're not, man. Like, and if I hope Triple H heard the roar of the crowd he was getting while he was giving his promo, because even after Jimmy came in and super kicked LA Knight, fans turned right on Jimmy big time. Like, it was hatred towards Jimmy. Like, they love LA, and I kind of like the LA Knight and the whole dynamic he's got with the Bloodline and now with Seth. Man, his promos the last month, LA Knight's been killing on promos. Seth gave a very good promo, but it just went on a little bit too long. Like, LA Knight could have came out about 2 to 3 minutes sooner.
I almost wonder if he was supposed... I wonder if something happened. Like, maybe he had to go take a leak or something.
Yeah.
And that's why Seth kept on droning on.
Maybe.
I don't know, man. Like, I appreciate, like, a lot of what Seth says, but this goes back to, like, the CM Punk WrestleMania build. Like, this is where things get annoying, right? I hate when the other wrestler has to carry Roman's water. And it really bothers me. And we're already de-evolving into the next week Roman Reigns will grace us with his effing presence again. And it's just like, all right, we're back at it again. You know what I mean? I'm going to be full-time. Bullshit. You couldn't even make it a couple of months, man. Like,
full-time some of the time, you know?
Yeah. 60% of the time, it's all the time.
No, I do like, I like the more more serious Seth Rollins. Like, he's dressed more in black. He's more darker, more serious. He's not the obnoxious, which I love obnoxious Seth, but for this story, I like the, serious as cancer. Like, he's not there to joke around. He's there to conduct business. I like this with Seth.
No, he's got a lot on his plate too, but like,
yeah, and it's working good with his whole redemption arc too. Because eventually he's got to get people on his side. He just can't be a lone wolf this whole time. He's got the Street Profits. He's got to kind of get a few people to buy into, like, hey, I know I have a wretched past, but hey, like, I need, enemy of my enemy is my friend type of deal. I think they got to play into that a little bit.
LA Knight kind of poo-pooed on that, though. Even in his promo, where he was kind of like, you're all just about yourself. Like, you just walked out, shook hands, and got a match. He's like, I've been crawling. And, like, there was so much truth in what LA Knight said that it made it all the more impactful. And honestly,
that's why the fans bought into it, because it all made sense. Like, Seth just asked for a title, which it's okay that Seth asked for a title shot because of the history.
I guess. I'm a firm believer that Roman should lose at SummerSlam.
Oh, like, me too.
More so than anything. Because, look, here's the problem. You got two problems if they're not careful. If Roman wins at SummerSlam, you just burned your longest running feud for nothing. Because now you just hand it up, or Roman's God mode again. And, like, okay. Like, and nobody can beat him. So now you got to bring somebody else from the outside or whatever, right? Like, it's just horse shit. And the bigger problem is A, if he goes away with the title, it's going to be shit. And I'm going to crap all over it. And
well, I told you what, I like my plan of what I told you earlier on the phone today. Seth beats Roman, and down the line, Jacob beats Seth for the world title. And now you have a power struggle. Now you have this power struggle internally within the bloodline. Because evidently, like, if you're the world champion, that elevates you, especially in the bloodline.
But I think if you do it right, like, I'm just kind of looking at this from Roman's supposed to be, he said he was full-time for the summer, which him and I have totally different definitions of full-time. But,
well, maybe it's that European full-time where they only work like half the week, but they consider it full-time, like it was in France or whatever.
I'm just saying, like, if he's going to be deucing out late August, early September to do other things, fine.
He can't take the title with him.
No, he can't. And honestly, the best story would be the title comes off of him, the bloodline starts to fracture, and they start turning on him, and he takes a massive ass whooping to write him off the show.
Yeah, he goes
like,
into
I
exile
do like your Jacob idea. Like, I like your Jacob idea, because I think Roman needs to have a stretch of getting his teeth kicked in. Like, and the funny part is the IWC right now, I don't want to get into it. We're going to get into it with the main event. So, we'll talk about it more. But no, this was a great promo segment. Jimmy comes out and super kicks LA Knight, so I'm just like, whatevs, going on with that. But I don't want to belabor this anymore because, there's a lot of good ideas out there. Gunther, Pierce, Aldus, they all have a boohoo session. There's obviously tension between Pierce and Aldus too. And they're all pointing fingers at each other. This is all building. This has been building throughout the night. But
Pierce looked really good in the. I'll say this real quick. The way Pierce handled himself with Nick Aldis and other wrestlers on this show, he acts like a manager. Like he's very direct. This is how it is. You don't like it, tough shit. Life is hard. But he doesn't play like the political games and he's not afraid to put Nick Aldis in his place. Like he's looking out for him, but he's like, hey bro, I can only do so much. Like I'm running both these shows. And we'll see later on, all this kind of gets into Pierce's Cheerios a little bit. Yeah, Kool-Aid too, Cheerios, whatever.
So, getting into people's Kool-Aid, Paul Heyman took everybody's lunch, except for Braun Breaker. He basically dropped ultimatums on the Vision. Logan Paul just sat back like a kid that was getting scolded by his dad. He basically knife-handed Austin Theory, and then we all know his favorite is Braun Breaker. He's like, shit happens, for putting him through the barricade, and it's just like, really, dude? Really?
But then, he's like, but you couldn't take out Seth Rollins, so he kind of gave some. I like the tough love, and this is why we kind of talked about this offline too. And I put in my notes like, last week we had the Vision dead, like DOA, like. Start carving the tombstone, get the burial plot. What this showed last night, and you'll see it throughout the show, is how important Paul Heyman is to the Vision. Because these are three young guys, 4 with Bronson when he comes back. They're all young guys, so they're kind of running amok, and they all think that they know it all, especially Logan Paul. And
that's a good point.
There's no definitive leaders, so they're all coming up with ideas, and nothing's working.
Yes.
Right? And they've had all these losses. They lost the tag champions while Paul was away. Braun lost his cage match. Paul Heyman comes back and basically, resets everything, puts everything, the earth is back on its axis. And he doesn't say a lot to him. He's just like, you need to go out and come back with something.
He was like, come back with something or don't come back to Austin Theory.
Right. It was like, good.
Okay.
Yeah. It was really, I like that. I really liked how it did it, how we brought that fact out, because the Vision's just had nothing but losses and trouble while Paul Heyman's away. Paul comes back, it's almost like, we got our little yogi back, our guru, the one that keeps everything going.
This feeds into the bigger story, right? And I'm going to say this, which is, all right, they're getting their mojo back. And we go back to what we were talking about with Roman and Seth. Seth goes over. Heyman starts freaking. Seth is now also Paul Heyman's Achilles heel. Has been for a while, actually. Outside of them uniting and now apart. But you could see Heyman, you could see Seth winning the title. And Heyman coming back at him, with Braun Breaker. So, but with his coaching and mentoring and blah, 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 blah. Whatevs. And I think it's a good stable to have. It's just, you got to let it go, or let him do him. And I think that there's good stories being told, too, which is, all of us were like, thank God the Vision's over. Never seen a faction so snake bit in my life. Bro, if he freaking wheels that out and turns it into something, man, it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
So
I did never want the Vision to go away. Even last week when we thought it, because there's so much potential there. It's just like you said, it's been snake bitten. So when they're all together, it'll work. Hopefully, when they get the whole band back together, now with Paul being around, hopefully they'll get. And they added a new member last night.
They did. So we get this tag match, and they decided that they're going to go over. And of all people to help them, Maxine Dupre comes out, nut shots, Angelo Dawkins, and 1, 2, 3. The Vision is now your tag team champions, and okay,
That's good because Paul comes back, gives him that kind of, really, it's not a win-one for the Gipper, if you want to call it that. It's in a brutal way, but they won the title. Paul's back, gives them that little speech. They win the titles. Shows how important Paul Heyman is to the Vision.
Well, and I think this all comes down to like an ego check too, and like the Dupre stuff. Like, okay, like whatever. We got full-fledged. She jumped into Austin Theory's arms, gave him a kiss, and blah blah blah.
Told him
blah.
I chose you like 50 times. It was really cool how they did that. One funny note though from the match: when Braun does his like rope run and he gets like up to like 20-some miles an hour, I just want to see an opponent just be like F this and like bail out of the ring and like have Braun run for a little bit until Braun like realizes what happens and he gets pissed. Then he hits it later on. But I just want to see somebody like. Especially
feel like I'm
this
outie.
match.
I know.
Well,
it was
this was really early in the match, so I'm like, this would be the time like where Dawkins should be like, "F this," like I'm rolling out, like this ain't happening. But then later on, Braun gets it on him. Like, I just think it'd be funny, but that's just me. Little details would make it cool. I love the use of the brass knuckles in this with Logan Paul using one
primary set, the backup set. Yeah, it was. It was well done.
Where's the tertiary set? We got to keep those now too. So at least 3. It was that part was done really good. The match itself, I know these teams can do better, but it was all about swapping the titles and the Maxine heel turn, which I thought was really good. And one of our friends in our group chat said, they should have done this as Saturday night's main event. And you and I talked about this. This type of stuff, like they need to throw on regular TV.
Yes. Yes. Table that for now. Table that because that's going to lead into a bigger discussion at the end. So right. Table that for now. You are correct.
On the table.
But yes, it is on the table for right now. So backstage stuff, rah sis kumbah. Cody's not cleared. Shocker. I wonder if we'll get into this at the end. Pierce is having a meltdown. Good first step from Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman gives him basically backhanded compliments, and so on and such forth. So,
well, yeah, because they won the titles. If Paul was like hugging him and telling him a great job, now the Vision's complacent. You want to keep them hungry.
This is what's expected, right?
Yep. This is why Heyman is the GOAT of managers. That's why he's
exactly. So, Liv and JD pumping up Raquel, whatevs. So we get Sol Ruca and Raquel Rodriguez. Cute little match. I'm not going to say it was a good match. It was a cute little match. I
saw it on Bleacher Report, and then I saw it myself when I watched it today, and Bleacher Report nailed it. Like, Sol does all this aerial stuff, and that's fine, but she does too much. And it offers more opportunities for botches and mistakes. And like Bleacher Report said, and I agree, the last thing we want for Sol Ruca to be known as is like a botch fest. Like Nia Jax, Nia Jax got that botch fest, hurt people, and that's been a big stigma attached to Nia Jax to this day. And I don't want to see that happen to Sol Ruca because she's awesome, and when she does hit her stuff, it's really good, but when you do so much of that high-risk stuff, you open yourself up to making mistakes. So,
yeah, no, that's fair. There was a little side quest prior to all this where they announced this, 6-person match for, IC, and then it leads to Dragon Lee and Chad Gable teaming up against Rusev and...
Rusev telling Dragon Lee to learn to speak English is...
yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, okay, whatever, dude.
But yeah, no, I agree with Bleacher Report about Sol Ruca. I think it's just a matter of I think she'll get it. She just needs coaching, right?
Yeah, she's young.
You're not going to hit.
She hasn't been doing this very long. 3-4 years.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think Javon Evans has a similar problem, honestly. He doesn't botch as much, but, like, he has a similar problem where, like, he gets a lot of shit in, and it's cool, but, you know,
the problem
there's
is
probably longer-term stuff.
Well, if you're doing the same stuff every match, after a while, it won't have the same amount of meaning. Like, he's going to do this bouncy thing. Solruka's going to do this. Like, it doesn't leave a lot of opportunity to keep things fresh.
I know what Bleacher Report's saying, but she did cut some good stuff. Like, some of the stuff on the apron and whatnot was really cool. Yeah, so, I don't want to poo-poo on it. I just...
No, I'm not either. And the main stuff she did was jumping on the turnbuckles in the corner. She had a couple mistakes. But to me, that's not a deal breaker at all. It's just, when you do that all the time, how can you continue to be creative? Because now the fans are going to want to see more and more, which presents more opportunities for her to make a mistake. Or for Javon Evans or, Ray Phoenix and Dragon Lee. They don't have flawless matches either. We've seen Ray, have stumbles. LA Knight is notorious for, screwing up that corner that corner run to the top turnbuckle.
Yep.
So, I mean...
Yep.
Well, with LA Knight, it was kind of endearing because it was kind of funny. But, what you don't want to see is one of your
newer stars. You don't want to see that shit, though. But,
no, you don't. But, LA's really good at overcoming it, too. And it's
he is.
He'll laugh it off even when he screws up his promos. But people like Sol Ruka and Javon Evans and these guys that do a lot of high risk, and the Luchadors, there's a bigger margin for error. And when the margin for error is there, it can be quite glaring at times. So maybe that little bit of less is more. You build up to the big spots rather than doing a whole bunch of big spots. But that's stuff that they'll learn over time.
So, Matt, let's talk about the Broctagon. It's time to talk about the Broctagon.
I like that. That's a great term. I had to write it down. It was so good.
So Heyman came out and basically just did Heyman things and hyped you for this match and basically said that, he did what Paul Heyman does. I'm just going to say it that way, right? And the beauty of it was Femi came out. He's obviously not flawless on the mic because he kind of stumbled a little bit for a minute. But when he regathered himself, Femi is the real deal, dude. Yeah. As much as I love me some Trick Williams, the beauty of Femi is he is big, he's powerful, he'll never need a manager, and he is really good on the mic. Because when he started cutting stuff in on Paul Heyman, calling him the mouth, and telling him that he knows Brock Lesnar's watching because Brock Lesnar, all the shit that he said has gotten under Brock's skin.
Yeah.
There was so much good in that. And it was
Paul selling what Oba was saying was really good. Because all of a sudden, Paul had that oh shit moment, I just can't push this guy around. I can't play the mind games with him like we could with so many others. And Oba brought up some good points. I love the end where he says that, you have to walk through hell to get to heaven. So he'll see Brock in hell. That was a great line to close it out. I think Oba's a really good promo. As he gets more experience, I think Oba's going to be could be a great promo down the line.
I think so. I think that he is going to. I hate to say this, the audience kind of derailed him this past night. And I think that's what kind of threw the train off the tracks for a second.
The Oba chance threw him off the time. Yeah, they threw him off.
Yeah, it kind of screwed him up, but not a bad thing. So, but just the guy is so damn good. So damn good. I love Femi. I love Trick Williams too, but yeah, Femi's also special.
Oba kind of reminds me of when Goldberg first came to WCW. The crowd reaction, the hype. But Oba has a much better skill set than.
Can I grunt on that?
Well, I'm not saying wrestling skill ability because I think Oba's better than Goldberg in the ring. But I'm just talking about how quick his. It's the reaction he got. Goldberg got that huge reaction right off the bat when he came up. Oba's got that the Oba chance and all that. Very similar to Goldberg, but I think Oba's a more complete performer because Goldberg was not a good promo either. He just spit and snort.
Hell no.
I mean, Oba can cut a promo.
Next.
He's got even when Oba just comes out it is the that the Nigerian outfits he wears, like the necklace and the fancy shirt and the pants, like he just looks like put together. Like
Yes.
he takes time and effort into how he looks. He's not just a big guy that can talk. Like he looks good. Like when he becomes a world champion, he already has that world champion look about him. So like he could be on ESPN talk show or Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, and I think he would fit in right as good as if Cody was on
gonna
there
be money,
or
dude.
Roman Reigns was on. I'm like, yeah, he's the future.
I said this about Trick Williams too. Like during WrestleMania week, they had Trick Williams doing a shit ton of media.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, man, that guy carries himself something fierce too.
Yep.
And I can't wait to see Femi get that crack at it, because we can talk about all the old farts, because we get this backstage segment. Cody's out. Sami thinks he's free and clear. Pierce hurts his feelings and tells him, no, you're still going to have a match.
Sami was such a dick, too, because, like, Cody's supposed to be his friend. He finds out he can't compete, and Sami's, like, sitting there grinning the whole time. I'm like, what a douche.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really good for his heel character. He's like, oh, well, seeing that he's out, I'll just wait till SmackDown. We'll figure this out later. And Pierce was like, not so fast.
Hold on there, buddy. Yeah, no, it's, and then I don't want to belabor this because I feel like it all feeds into other stuff I want to talk about at the end here.
Sure. So let's drive on to the tag match.
All right. Gable, Dragon Lee, Rusev, Ethan Page. This was, for the parties involved, it was okay. I thought it could have been better. There was a lot of good storytelling at the end. Ethan Page basically, getting Rusev to be his muscle. All right, cool. I don't think it advanced a lot. I mean, they were telling a decent story, but it's obviously, this is slowly becoming all the same people climbing all over each other again, right? Like,
yeah, but
now
eventually
it's Ethan Page and Rusev, and then we change it up. And this week it's Dragon Lee and Chad Gable. I know Chad Gable's in the story here, but like, we'll see next week. I'm gonna bite my tongue on that one, but like,
you know what I mean? About Rusev and Ethan Page, because somewhere down the line, that team, those two are just going to disintegrate. Like that.
I think so, but I think that gauntlet match, Chad Gable's got to go over, and I hope to God he's the first. I hope he is the first one that has to come out.
Oh, that he runs the table. Yeah,
I hope he runs the table.
And then
I really do.
I love me some Penta, but I think if you're going to do the Chad Gable, apology tour, the reclamation tour, whatever you want to call it, he goes over Penta at SummerSlam. It's just a good wrestling match that, to me, we've talked about this. Just completes the story. Like, to come back and to win the title off of Luchador in a respectful way. Not like the way that Chad Gable would have done it a year or two ago, like the new Chad Gable.
I think that's cool. I think that at the end of it, I think you immediately pivot after that, and you have Dom going after Chad Gable for the IC, and I think that he kind of one-ups Dom.
Well, that'll really work once, I think, if El Grande Americano beats Dom for the AAA Mega Championship in September at AAA, and then now you can have, because now between now and AAA, Dom can focus on, getting his money back from Danhausen and get ready for Triple Mania. But after that, he can focus on Chad Gable.
Well, he outsourced it. JD's doing all the dirty work, but
of course.
Speaking of dirty work, Jimmy Uso's getting interviewed.
Fool to do your dirty work.
Jimmy Uso's getting interviewed, and then LA Knight comes out and he gets attacked by Fatu. Like,
he didn't even get a word in. Like, what's going on, Jay? Fatu just like obliterates him into the wall.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
I get it,
I
man.
liked it.
I get it.
Why is he all buddy with Jimmy now? When because he doesn't listen to the Usos.
All right, so Bailey taped
unless Roman told him, like, hey, I know you don't take orders for the Usos, but I'm telling you, like, keep an eye out on the Usos. Like, watch over them.
No, he might have told him just take care of LA Knight or whatever. I don't.
Sure, whatever. Yeah. Roman,
after that,
the
we get
Elders.
Bailey's taped one-on-one. It was okay. I didn't. How do I put this? There wasn't anything in the Bailey taped interview that I didn't already expect, right? Like, it's not that it was bad. There was nothing new. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, it's all stuff I kind of expected to come out of her. So that one's good. Aldus finds a guy. Okay, cool. I think we all know who it is, but what do we know?
Kind of stuck it to Adam Pearce on Adam Pearce's own show, didn't he? It's kind of a dick move.
So I got to bring this up. So
I love the Pearce and Aldous dynamic right now too. I like
Yeah. Well, they've always kind of had like a friendly rivalry, and they're both they're not yin yang. They're just two different approaches.
Right.
So it's interesting to see their dynamic, especially when they're co-located and not in their own fiefdoms. So I do like that a lot. But Aldous finds a guy. Judgment Day cuts a promo, tape promo, and threatens Danhausen. Like, and JD makes a comment that he's gonna like grind on Danhausen. 2 social media posts popped up that made me laugh today. One was Danhausen saying like, "Please do not grind on the Danhausen." The second one was like Archer saying, "I don't think that that's PG."
PG.
I almost pissed myself when I saw Archer's. I was like, "Oh my god, this is freaking hilarious." So like, it was kind of funny, and I'm sure it was just misworded. Okay.
I'm interested in Saturday night's main event, how they're going to work Danhausen and JD. It'll be fun.
It's going to be interesting. But I think JD is one of those guys that can work with anybody. I think he's that talented.
Oh, yeah, he's super good. Super good. All
okay.
Right, now, main event time, folks.
Sami Zayn comes to the ring. And I just did the stupid hand gesture thing that got caught by my camera. Anyways, Sami Zayn comes to the ring, and after that, we finally find out who the opponent is. Because Cody's out, he's hurt, Gunther got sent home. Matt, we're in Chicago. Who is it? Michael Jordan? Scottie Pippen? Like, who could it be?
William the Refrigerator Perry.
Yes. No, it's CM Punk. All right. I have to go off on a tirade a little bit on this.
All right.
I am so sick of CM Punk getting overbooked in Chicago. So for this match was actually good. CM Punk
really good.
Looked good. And like everything was great. The only thing that sucked about this effing match, and oh, by the way, CM Punk goes over. In my opinion, my 2-cent opinion is this is 10 times more impactful if he goes over somewhere other than Chicago. Because here's what happened. Cody's out. Okay, it's going to be Punk. We're in Chicago. We all know it's going to be Punk. Shocker, they open the door. It's Punk. Like, who knew? Right? Like, shocked face. Who the frick knew that it was going to be him? Like, he has to start taking L's in Chicago. He cannot win, go over big, or, you know what I mean? Like, Chicago has to be, there has to be some friction there, right? Like, it's
Randy
the Gunther
Orton
problem,
lost
right?
to
Like,
John Cena last year in St. Louis at a
St.
pay-per-view.
Louis.
John Cena's lost
So why
in
does
Boston.
every time Punk come over, now he's won a world championship in front of a Chicago crowd? And it's like,
Didn't Bayley
two things
lose
came.
the title in her hometown too? I think she
I think
like
so.
when she was
San
so-
Fran?
Yeah, San Jose. San Jose.
Or San Jose. So let me say this. It's okay Sammy only had a 9-day run. It's kind of a hot topic right now. Like, why would you put it on him? Newsflash, you put it on him because Saudi Arabia pays you lots of money and that's their guy. That's why you put it on him. You gave him a moment.
Yep.
And then
he was a transitional champion anyway. That's what was
no matter
happen.
what he did, but they're like, oh, he deserved more than 9 days. No, he didn't. It didn't matter. You checked the block.
Are people still complaining because Kane only held the title for 1 day?
Oh, so let's talk about this. I found a guy just randomly. Actually, I had my phone set down. And I was just listening to people babble. And there was a guy that brought that up. He said Kane won the title, and I guess it was a blood match or first blood match or whatever.
It was the same night that Foley and Taker did Hell in a Cell.
And then
Because
the
he beat
very
Austin
next
in
day,
the first blood match, and he lost it on Raw.
Yep. The very next day, he loses it back to Austin. Nobody cares.
No.
And you know what? 5, 6, 10, 1 year, 2 years from now, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to look at Sami Zayn's title run when we get away from it now and go, oh, it was only 9 days. No, he's going to be billed as
A
world
former
champion, former world champion Sami Zayn. He will always have that on his credentials.
You're right.
Just like Femi, everybody asks, like, oh, why isn't Femi fighting for a title? Who effing cares? The guy is young. He's got plenty of time to do it.
And he's
right?
always going to carry being a King of the Ring champion.
Bingo. He just because I think people get too wrapped up in some of these stipulations and gimmicks to fully understand what's going on, right? Like Royal Rumble, like, oh, they must choose. They must choose, and they have to choose in time, which makes sense. You got to choose before Chamber, but drag it out. Liv Morgan did. It was great. You know what I mean? Saying, like, you don't have to run right out because you know what Roman did that after everything up? He walked out the very next day and said, I'm going after Punk. And then it was just like deuces. And it became a freaking vortex.
Well, they've kind of done it with EO and Liv, but there's a shorter flash to burn between the Queen of the Ring and SummerSlam than there was for Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, because you had Elimination Chamber in February. You still had 2 months until WrestleMania. This is all within like 6 weeks of SummerSlam. So you got a quicker build. Like, we even thought that Punk and Roman got very stagnant, and then like Roman went away, so Punk had to carry like a lot of the heavy lifting.
And it sounded like it was the same thing over and over. It just, my point is that like there was a lot of good stuff. Bully Ray pointed out that like probably the best thing that they did was Sami Zayn mushing CM Punk's face right at the beginning before anything went down. Like, you know, he said that just set the tone, and he said he doesn't think Punk knew it was coming. Sammy just did it. And they're two pros. They're going to do what they do. But, like, I don't think it's bad that Sammy lost. If you haven't seen the video of the crash out of Sami Zayn after the fact.
No, I have not. See, that's
Epic.
why. That's why.
Heel turn complete. Turn complete. But
that's how
he will be in the same category as Drew McIntyre, which is beautiful because I know he's doing this whole last good guy shtick, but really, he's crashing out. He's like, what? I had to defend 9 days after I won my title, blah, 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 blah. He crashes out. And then what's even better, there's a second video out there where Chicago fans were harassing him, and they were like, haha, Sammy, F you, blah, blah, blah. And Sammy flicks him off. I was like, gold star, buddy. Gold star. So from a Sami Zayn standpoint, this is great. He can just crash out all over the place. He can lose his shit now, and it's fine.
Can he drop the last real good guy moniker?
No, because he's justified. He's justified.
Well,
he's still
the
good guy. He just got screwed.
Yeah,
so
true. Yeah, because he was expecting Cody. Cody got hurt. He should have had a night off, and people made phone calls, and like, oh, lo and behold, CM Punk, who just happens to live in Chicago, happened to be in the building, had his gear with him. So let's go.
So Punk wins. Punk goes over, which fine. The match was solid. So I'm not. It didn't feel like a. Sometimes when these quick turnarounds and transitional champion guys happen, it feels like, all right, fine, I just got to give it up, and the match sucks. We didn't get that.
No,
there's another good thing.
This is a PLE match. This was PLE quality.
There's another good thing that came out of this, which is something I've been begging for. Even the world titles should change on the shows. Now, the same guy I was talking about earlier that I saw on social media that was talking about the Kane match, he made the point. He's like, some of y'all mofos would have been losing your shit during the Attitude Era. And you and I, even before I saw this video, were talking about this when I was driving. Like, I'm like, dude, like every now and again, that title needs to flip on a regular show, because I'll give you two dynamics right now as it pertains to each belt. The belt that CM Punk currently has, now you feel like anytime there's a match, something could happen with that title. Conversely, during the 4-year Bloodline run for Roman Reigns, you knew he was not dropping that title until WrestleMania. So no matter how epic that match was at Clash at the Castle with Drew McIntyre, no matter how epic the match with Sami Zayn was in Montreal, I think it was Montreal.
It was.
You know, no matter how great those matches were, there was zero zilch, not a believability that something could happen with those titles. Now that the title is flipped on SmackDown, now it feels like it's possible. And I don't need grandiose 4-year runs anymore. It doesn't do anything for anybody. Because eventually you will hit that saturation point where you're like, it's not going to, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen at Mania. And you just wash your hands of it.
Now,
you can't invest
I'm not against somebody having a longer title run, even up to a year, but I don't want that to be the norm.
No.
You know,
no,
so,
but like to the Kane Stone Cold point, it is possible to flip back and forth. Nobody cared. Like, I distinctly remember championships being defended on Raw quite often.
Yeah.
Whether or not they switched hands, just as much as you see U.S. title, IC title right now, you would see world titles being freaking defended on Raw and SmackDown. That was legit shit. And every now and again, Nick Foley, somebody would slip on a banana peel and the title would change hands. It's not a bad thing.
You also had a huge ratings war going on at that time, too. So they would throw, you know, especially WWE, after losing for 83 weeks, they were throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, on Raw. So you would get that. We don't really have a ratings war. I mean, who's our closest competitor? AEW? And not crapping on AEW.
Why drift away? But why drift away from what works? Right?
I know.
Just put quality shit out there. It doesn't always have to be. The problem is that like when you save everything for PLEs, nothing on your shows matter.
No, you're right. And what happens? So if you have, you know, like last night we had 2 title changes. That was good. We had a heel turn.
3 titles defended.
Yeah, sure.
3 titles defended, 2 switched.
And if you get back to the days where, like, man, I don't want to miss this Raw or SmackDown because we could see a title change. At least if you can't watch it live, you're damn sure going to make sure that you tune into the replay. And, you know, we're back a lot. I mean, Raw's and SmackDown's ratings used to be so low because they didn't give you anything other than the diehards that watch it every week.
Filler.
It was filler. It was like, all right, we're filling. Yeah, we're going to fill in the gaps between this PLE and this PLE, and it just every show is going to be like a hype show, and maybe we'll have a tag title switch or like one of the smaller titles change hands. But all the big stuff, that's only on PLEs. No, that's not should be how it works. I mean,
no,
PLEs should have, of course, your bigger matches, but still you can do that on your TV show. Because guess what?
I'll give you an analogy.
Now,
let me give you an analogy.
You could have a title change on a regular Raw or SmackDown. You've taken care of that, but now you have a hyped up return match at a PLE or a stipulation match at the PLE, which was built at the foundation on the Raw and SmackDown.
I got you. Hear this analogy, because this will hit home for you. Red Sox, Yankees. Even in the regular season, it matters. It's legit.
Yeah, it does.
It's a knife fight, right? they're rivals. It is a knife fight. Yankees Red Sox is a knife fight. Now, that knife fight goes up a notch in the playoffs if they're facing each other.
Well, yeah.
But
or if it's
the
late in
point
the season,
is,
they're competing for the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can have legitimate stuff in your regular season or on your regular show and still get through with some really good shit. You know what I mean? And, to your point, like even chasing playoff spots and stuff like that. One thing I wanted to touch on with Punk. Punk made a comment at the Raw after Mania to Cody. And I think this is apropos. He said, I need to be ready because you never know when a championship opportunity will fall out of the air. You want continuity? You want long-term storytelling? Guess what? A championship opportunity fell out of the air.
Almost 3 months later. Yeah.
Punk.
That's long-term storytelling. That's good stuff.
Sidebar for the IWC. This is one I've seen quite a bit of today. Comparisons of Punk being a hypocrite, saying he doesn't like part-timers and referencing The Rock. So now they're saying that Punk is a part-timer. I'm like, dude took 3 months off. Mm-hmm. He's been running hard. It's okay, but like, it's a little premature to start calling Punk a part-timer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I took a couple of months off. I had leave built up.
He was on TV almost every week. Yeah, very rarely was he off a week.
No, and he needed a reset too, because they're like, the same people that say that are the same people that be like, I'm tired of seeing Punk on my TV every week. All right, they give you a break. Now we're happy to see him again. Wish he didn't come back in Chicago. Like, I get it. He's from Chicago. It's just, it's so overplayed. It's ridiculous.
But I'm glad we got the belt off of Sami. I'm kind of glad we get it on to Punk. Because if we're talking stories, I got an idea for Cody Punk at SummerSlam. If he's ready, I think the smart thing to do would be to have Randy Orton come out at SummerSlam, cost Cody the match that keeps Punk as champion, because Randy owes Cody one after WrestleMania. Keep Punk.
We haven't seen Randy since then.
I know. That'd be a great way to bring him back at SummerSlam. Now you add Randy to this whole Gunther, Cody, Sami, Punk, whoever group. Now you have a big talent pool in the main title picture on SmackDown. When Drew McIntyre is ready to come back, I put him on Raw. And I put him with the fighting against the Romans and the Seths and the Brons and the Bronson Reeds, you know. And now you got, and then when KO comes back, you can put him on SmackDown with Sami.
Can we just make KO a manager? KO can come back and be a fucking manager. I would love that. Like, just let him crash out on the mic all the time.
I mean,
you can't do that. I'm their manager. I'm setting up this match. Blah 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 blah. Oh, that would be so fun. Make KO a manager.
I mean, I think he is going to be cleared at some point to wrestle, you know. And I keep saying every week he's coming back because I'm an optimist and I really want to see KO. Plus, it gets Sean excited, too. No, I don't hate you. I just like to get you excited.
You hate me. You want to torture me. You know I want KO back. He's one of my favorite
I want KO back,
ever.
too. That last, I mean, the run he had with Sami against the Usos, the feud he had with Cody, where they, you know, he took the Winged Eagle title. All that stuff was great. So, yeah, I want...
It was brilliant.
I would have... If Randy can come back at SummerSlam and medal in that, you keep it on Punk, because Randy's still has a beef with Cody after WrestleMania. I think that's perfect. You add him into the group, and then it keeps Cody away from the world title a little bit. Lets other people fight Punk. Because I want Cody to go a healthy stretch without the title, and then you bring him back in. And then I think Drew would be a good fit with him with the roster now. I think would be to put him on Raw. I think that would be a good move.
I want to see a lot of the young guys start getting a push. Like in this off season, in the fall, I want to see a lot of the young guys. Like, I don't know what the F you're gonna do. Femi is undeniable, right? Like, as much as I love Trick Williams and you can keep him busy on SmackDown, Femi is undeniable. especially when he beats Brock the second time and Brock retires. Like, that's big boy shit right there.
Well, Oba's kind of more like the next Brock Lesnar, you know, like the big dominating guy. So he's in that with
it needs to happen. Like, that's my point, though. He's undeniable. There is zero zilch, not a question in my brain right now that Femi will be a world champion. Zero.
Oh, definitely.
You know, and I think you can get there pretty effing easy. So, you know, but speaking of easy, Matt.
I did like in this match real quick. I normally don't like guys using other guys' finishers.
They both
but I
did.
liked it. And there was some egregious. There was a lot of it, but I liked it because it worked. It was kind of the Super Cena. We had some Super Punk and Super Sami. And then finally, I got to be honest, Sami throws a pretty good GTS. Like, he hit Punk.
I was going to bring that up. Like, his GTS looked good.
Sharp. Yeah, really.
Yeah, it was sharp. And, like, I liked it because...
Go ahead.
I was going to say I liked it because there was a touch of oversaturation of stealing the other guy's moves in this. And you know how, like, you watch something, you're like, oh, my God, are we going to keep doing it? Okay, this is kind of fun. You know what I mean? Where they do it so much where it reels you back in and you're like, okay, let's do this. So it was good.
For an MVP, we didn't talk about MVP for SmackDown. Was it really an MVP on SmackDown? Maybe.
But if there's, I'm not giving it out for SmackDown. SmackDown was very meh.
I'm going to give my MVP for Raw last night. I'm going to give it to Paul Heyman.
Yep. No, I'm not even going to disagree with you on that because, I mean, honorable mention.
I would give the honorable to Sami Zayn because, like, all the stuff he did throughout the show, the work set he did last night. I mean, Sami's been really, really good the last few weeks. This whole heel turn, he's been. So I like this, but Paul Heyman drove this show tonight. I think he had the bigger impact. I know some people in IWC like, well, it should be CM Punk. Like, no. CM Punk showed up at the end of the show, wrestled a great match, and won the title. But as far as impact on the show, Paul Heyman on Raw. This Raw was phenomenal. I understand why Bleacher Report gave it an overall grade of an A. While some of the wrestling wasn't superb, the storytelling was great. Was it predictable?
It gets a B plus because Punk came back and went over in Chicago. If you eliminate Chicago, A. I'm just tired of it.
Everything was well executed. I understand your Chicago thing, but
it didn't ruin it, but it made it so predictable. It really did. Like, as soon as Cody went down, I was like, okay, it's Punk and Punk's going over. Like, took all the mystery out of it, right? Like, all of it. Because you just looked up in the upper right-hand corner and you're like, well, they're in Chicago. Gee, I wonder who it could be. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't even like a teaser or a side draft on that. It was just straight up like, look, we opened the door. It's CM Punk. Like, shocker. You know what I mean? It does take it down a notch for me. Like, I liked the show. I enjoyed the show. I was engrossed in the show, but I got to knock it down a peg because, like I said, the whole Punk love fest, getting over and whatever the hell you want to call it in Chicago, it just so overdone. So overdone. Like, he needs to start taking L's. To be honest with you,
I guess
he
that's
needs to lose
thing.
in Chicago.
Like the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania. I guess Punk just has big moments in Chicago. That's his thing.
Eye roll.
I know, but now Punk is an 8-time world champion now, plus amongst other things.
He's won the world title 3 times this year, in a year. By the way,
good.
I saw that stat too.
So he's lost it twice. Like, Seth Rollins never lost his world title, so
he did not.
He did not. So
that's why like a lot of people like having a bitch fest about like Seth Rollins like kind of jumping the line. I'm like, it's his title. Like, he never lost it. Like, that's the most legitimate claim to like a rematch or a match is like, never lost my title, dude. Like, I want my shit back. You know what I mean? So like, it's totally legit. You know what else is legit? Where the people can find us on socials, Matt. Why don't you tell them where to find us?
Super legit. We're legit on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. Not so much on X. I wonder why. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But again, Sean's been really busy. Sean handles the X, and I handle all the other accounts. Thank you for our new subscribers. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit your notification button so you get notified when we drop stuff. Again, we'll have the video out tonight as well as the short. So please check us out. Again, thank you. We enjoy your comments. I love reacting to them. And man, I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah, like Matt said, like,
With
share.
Sean on
Please
Hotel
comment.
Internet. Should be fun.
Yes, back on the road again, baby. But yeah, no, like Matt said, make sure you comment out there. Like, one of the favorite things that Matt and I do is like, Matt usually is primary on our account and he'll respond to you almost right away, but I love reading them and seeing what everybody says, and then I kind of relay stuff to Matt. You know, we had a couple of great freaking comments this week. But folks, yeah, thank you for all that you guys do. I hope everybody had a happy and safe 4th and everything else, and then let's get to it next week. More wrestling. But until then, we'll talk to you guys later. We're out of here.
Bye.